This is 60 Seconds for Sunday from the monks of St. Benedict's Abbey.
Our gospel this Sunday is almost entirely a quote from Jesus. It's all coming from his mouth. And the last thing that he says to us is, "This is how all will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." In Christianity, probably a lot of other major world religions, we hear that love is the key over and over again. And it can become a refrain, it can become prosaic, hackneyed, lost, because we hear it so much, it's too familiar. At the same time, I think we all know that really loving your neighbor, really loving your wife or your husband, your children, your kids, your family members, the members in your religious community, is actually just really hard. It's really demanding and really tough. The first reading, I think, is a really helpful connection point with this gospel. Paul and Barnabas are proclaiming the good news, they're preaching, and they go and they strengthen the spirit of the disciples. And they exhort them to persevere, saying, "It is necessary for us to undergo many hardships to enter the kingdom of God." Now, if you do any level of theological studies, you begin to see that the kingdom of God refers to the life of Christ, the life of the Trinity, the presence of God living within our hearts and us being caught up into that. For us to be caught up into that, and that way of loving that is true and authentic and perfect, that is sacrificial, we have to undergo many hardships. Now we're in a feasting season. The Easter season is full of celebration and joy. But as Christians, we know that our celebrating is always pointed toward a final end, which is our life in heaven with God. And to get there, to enter that kingdom of God fully, truly free from these temporal binds that we have to undergo many hardships. For many of us, we could probably point to some of what those are right off the top of our heads. How are we entering into those? Are those creating for us hearts that are more ready to love, or are they making us bitter? This might be a good meditation for us as we go to this Sunday's Mass, to enter in and to embrace the hardships that are given to us as an avenue to learning how to love.
For more from St. Benedict's Abbey in Atchison, Kansas, see our website, kansasmonks.org.